right here. You gotta grab it.
Do I have time?
Huh?
Do I have time to go? No?
It's okay. You'll be able to, like, once we get started, you'll be able to walk there. I don't think it's gonna last very long. So. And if you want me to, I can do that. You can kind of watch and make sure this is okay. But we just like go up there a little bit on the knee and get up there. How does that look? Lighting? I seriously would have bought Hi. You looking for where you're going? in now, California. Watch these guys because they're going to be moving themselves and just kind of like take their lead. We're looking at a ton of pictures. It's not going to be action-packed. Like the big pictures of the one is like, I'm assuming leader Weber might talk or like shake his hand and give like key to the city. I don't know how it works.
Good evening. Thanks for coming out. I welcome you to Tyrese Haliburton jersey retirement. I am Brad Weber. My name is Brad Weber. I'm the head varsity basketball coach here at Oshkosh North and also will be your master of ceremonies tonight. You are all here to see one person, and that is Tyrese. So if you could help me welcome Tyrese back into Oshkosh North, let's do that right now. Tyrese?
Let's go!
As always, basketball games, any sort of event, becomes extra special when you have people to share it with. And so, we thank you for being here to help Tyrese share in a pretty special moment. But there's some other special people that are here that we would like to acknowledge right now. We'd like to acknowledge our Oshkosh Area School District Board and Superintendent Brian Davis, who are sitting up here in the front row. Great champions of education here in Oshkosh. We'd like to welcome the Kings players, staff, and Tyrese, but I think a lot of people are here for you. We would also like to thank the Haliburton family for being here, specifically his mom, Roloff, and father, John. And then I'll introduce you to the other special people here who will be sharing the mic with me tonight. And we'll start with State Representative Gordon Hintz, who is also a proud Oshkosh North basketball alum and graduate. Gordon.
Well, thank you, Coach Weber. It's a real honor to be here tonight to get to be a part of this. And I wanted to start off by saying that, welcome to the 30th anniversary of the 1992 Oshkosh North State semifinal basketball team.
Woo!
Phil, you won the title in 18. We were, 82 Brewers. I'm Gordon Hintz, State Representative, proud North basketball alumni of that 1992 team, and I'm thrilled to be part of tonight's ceremony honoring Tyrese Haliburton's high school career and retiring his jersey. I'm here tonight as a representative for the community and from the Oshkosh North basketball alumni to celebrate the best Spartan to ever play for North and someone who represents the proud tradition of Oshkosh North boys basketball. We've had a lot of student athletes at North that reflect the values of the families on the north side of Oshkosh. The players who played boys basketball at North over the last 35 plus years have bought into a basketball program's tradition that have led to success on the court and beyond. At least for the 35 years in the Coach Shady Weber era, Spartan basketball is defined by work ethic. Coach Shady is a Wisconsin legend as a high school, college, and former NBA player with the Kansas City Kings a couple years ago. And probably most importantly as a high school coach. In his longtime assistant of 18 years, and now in his 5th year as head coach, Brad Weber built a successful program around the values of hard work, toughness, and a desire to win. Effort, attitude, toughness. It's not a cheap slogan at North. I'm 48 now, 30th anniversary, but I don't know how many 16-year-old kids get the opportunity in a daily lesson in developing work ethic as an individual and as a team. But work ethic has come to define every Spartan basketball team over the years, and certainly the best ones. It's talked about, implemented, and every team that's played here at Oshkosh North under these coaches has been defined by strong work ethic and strong fundamentals. And that means the great teams, the good teams, the less successful teams. Every Spartan team for the last 3.5 decades has possessed that certain trait that they would not be outworked, that they would grind, and they would grind, and they would grind. And there were talented players who maybe would not or could not make that commitment, and they didn't stay on the team. But work ethic was the key to success. And I've greatly enjoyed watching North teams play over the years because I recognize how they play. But they reflect the uncommon work ethic and proud tradition of North basketball, and I knew what it was like to play a part of that. And every alumni who played for these coaches can relate to alumni from other eras from having shared this experience. And special kudos to Coach Weber for working to connect past players by getting an alumni tournament together, building tradition, and continuing to build that today. No player in North was treated differently because of their talent. You have to work for what you get, no handouts. Whether you're Brian Nephew or Nate Nephew or Luke Shady or Spud Shady or Frank Secker or Reed Secker or Tyrese Haliburton. In fact, the talented guys always seem like they were the ones working the hardest. And that's what I really so much appreciate about following Tyrese's success in the NBA. He's worked for it. He's earned it. He developed a level of work ethic that it takes to be successful. His parents deserve tremendous credit for instilling that and supporting him, but I'm also confident that his experience as an Oshkosh North Spartan helped with that foundation of success. Tyrese has got plenty of talent and he's worked hard to develop. That sidestep three-pointer is loving it. And that would have talent on its own, but if you follow his time at Iowa State and Sacramento, you know he's special because he does the little things well, the fundamentals, works on what it takes to win, buys into the team concept. Analysts and coaches are always saying he plays the game the right way, he's unselfish, he's a winner, makes everyone better. Most of us can't imagine how much your life has changed over the past 2 or 3 years, but we appreciate that we see the same leader on the court doing the right things, working hard with the same smile. Now listening to coaches, teammates, teachers, friends, you recognize that Tyrese can be successful in whatever he chose to pursue because he's got the right attitude, work ethic, and leadership skills that are ingredients to success. Now, sometimes I get asked what show I'm watching. I'm watching The Voice, I'm watching Yellowstone, and I got 2 young kids, job with weird hours, and I'm a huge Bucks fan, but I'm actually watching the Sacramento Kings. Got the NBA League Pass, kind of fits in my 9 p.m. slot. And I gotta be honest, some episodes are better than others. Coach generally likes the mask sometimes, you don't have to, it's not really an expression sometimes. But I'm in, because when you guys are on, it's great. And watching Tyrese thrive has been, someone who's in the program is amazing. And so I think it's for those reasons that every past, present, future Oshkosh North player and really the Oshkosh community is so proud. I hope you have a long, healthy, and successful career in the NBA, and then I hope to see you at the Oshkosh North boys basketball alumni game, where there will be the next generation of Tyrese Haliburtons who will all want to take you on. And because I see them on my social media, kids all over, you see them here. You've inspired another generation of people, and if they keep working hard and buy into this program and follow your lead, there's no limits to what they can do. So thanks for representing Oshkosh and the program so well.
I can confirm that Gordon has already tried to pay me off to get you on his team for the alumni event. Maybe you are coaching now. One thing that this program has been about is the connection between past and now, future, present. All of them are here today. But that started and was built by one man. And that one man is a remarkable one when you get to know him, if you get the chance to know him. Historically, I believe he is the only one in the state of Wisconsin who is in the Hall of Fame as a player and as a coach. And my mentor, and was Tyrese's mentor, please help me welcome Hall of Fame coach Frank Shady.
Start by making a comment about Gordon. Me playing for the Kings and Ty playing for the Kings. I had the best seat in the house. Ty was a player. All I did is sat and watch Tiny Archibald. That's what I did. Talking about Tyrese, he has always made basketball look easy. He's always smiling. He's always talking. He's always having fun. He wasn't always like that when he was a young kid. He was out there working, but it didn't come easy. And that's what I like to do, is share a few of the stories that I've observed when Ty was a young player. Most people know that Ty grew up on Smith Street, which is 2 blocks from the high school here. I can remember driving to and from school, usually in the summer for camps or for weightlifting or shooting leagues or open gyms or whatever. I would oftentimes see this skinny little kid shooting baskets on Smith Street. Oftentimes by himself, sometimes with his dad, sometimes with his brothers. His brothers all played basketball at North, and sometimes with other friends of his. But it was daily, all the time. He would work. He had that drive to constantly get better. I drive by it and see that and just shake my head and keep on going. As Ty got older and got into our youth camps, we had a 5-week summer camp with 3 sessions, 1 hour long. And we ran it like most other communities would run it. Did a lot of work with basketball fundamentals, a lot of ball handling, dribbling, shooting, passing. We would do that for 45 minutes a day. And then we would go full court scrimmages. Kids were fresh, an hour a day, and so on. And most of the kids worked extremely hard at getting better at those kinds of drills. And of course, they also just wanted to play. But when they got done, they went home, their hour was done, and the second session came in. The first session was always the young kids. We had 3 of those sessions. Ty would pick up a ball and go on another court or another basket in here, and I would see him working on shots, working on his ball handling, working on things that we did. Then a couple weeks later, he got done with his session, and he would do this through session 2 and session 3. So he put 2 more hours in before he went home. A couple weeks later, he wanted to know if after his session was over, if he could go with a second session. I said, you know, Ty, you're the first one. Those kids are about 8 years old and 9. You're about 6, I believe. And these kids are 4 or 5 years old yet. But he gave it a try. And he was right with him with the ball handling, right with him with the dribbling. Struggled a little bit getting a shot off against those kids, but he could pass the ball. He could handle the ball. He knew what he wanted to do. When that session was over, he goes and works on a basket for the 3rd session. And then he goes home. And oftentimes I'm leaving about 45 minutes later, and there he is in the driveway again. And that was Ty. He was always looking for an edge, always trying to get better, always being serious about his game. A couple of years passed, and it was the same stuff year in and year out. And I go by his house on a Saturday morning, again on Smith Street, going up, and I see him shooting. I beat the horn, I wave, he waves back. This kid's got a shirt on. He's about 7 or 8 years old now. It says FBA, Player of the Year. I'm thinking, kid, you're a little bit young to be thinking about Player of the Year. But that again is time. Always setting goals. Always striving. Always trying to get better. Sooner or later, when he's a junior and senior, Player of the Year 2 years in a row. His high school career. I thought that was one heck of an accomplishment, and I knew we had a special kid coming. Pretty soon he's old enough to get in our traveling teams. He's about 8 years old. We start 3rd or 4th graders right in there. Or 9, I guess. Yeah, they get a chance now to explore their talents a little bit. They had a pretty good team. We had 3rd grade all the way up to 8th grade teams. And they could go outside of the Oshkosh area. Now they could play in the valley. And there was great talent out there that people don't realize. A couple of names I could throw out. Tyler Hero, now playing for Miami Heat. He played against Ty. Joey Hauser, playing for Michigan State right now. His brother plays for the Celtics organization. And of course, down up the road we had Jordan McCabe, who at that time was the magician. He was on television doing ball handling drills. He was at Bucks games at halftime. And all that did was stimulate Tyrese Haliburton. Once he found that talent, once he saw what other kids were doing, he wanted to beat their teams, he wanted to beat them or be as good as them. And the work started. Then the AAU work, or the AAU teams came along. And now he's a pretty good player He's getting up there in age, 10, 11, 12 in there. He's playing on some very good teams all over the country. He's playing against, like a lot of these Kings guys, I'm sure playing also, against the best teams in the country, the best players in the country. And I can remember Ty coming back from that stuff. A lot of kids, AAU stuff, they come back, they want to take a couple days off. You couldn't keep him out of the gym. He was always looking to get better, always working to get better. And that has always stood out in my mind with this young kid. Then he gets up to the varsity. He's a freshman. And in our program, if you are a freshman, if we think you can be a starter or be in our rotation, you can play. But you got to prove yourself. He proved himself all summer long. We're going to start practice following Monday. We have a meeting on a Friday. Get everybody together. This is what it's going to be like. We always went 2-a-day practices for about the first 3 days. 6:30 in the morning before school, and then another practice after school. We needed to have 2 practices a day to get things in for a game that was coming up shortly. One rule, don't be late. If you're late, you run a mile. There's no excuse, no nothing. Just start running as soon as you get in. Well, Monday comes along. I told the kids I'd open it up at 6 o'clock. Practice starts at 6:30. See you on Monday. I get there on Monday. There's a line of kids waiting to get in. 6 o'clock. Open it up. We're loosening up. 6:30 comes. We're all meeting. This is what we're going to do today. This is what we got to get ready for. I look around. There's no Tyrese Haliburton, and there's no Jacob Madut. Word was that Jacob was going to give him a ride. Mind you, Tyler's 2 blocks from the school. But he's got to have a ride to practice. These guys finally come in. They're not 1 minute late. They're not 5 minutes late. They're a good half hour late. They run their mile. We get them together. The whole team. What are we going to do with these team members? Can we count on these kids? We can't, they're late for the first practice of the season. Can we count on them? What should we do? All this stuff. I said, I got one guy, Jacob Madut. He's an upperclassman. He knows how things are done. There's no excuse for that. And I got this freshman over here that is the worst freshman I ever brought up to the varsity. And he's going to help us? You've got to be kidding me. Ty's looking at me. He don't know if he should cry or if he's hurt or if he wants to punch me. But I will say this. Never was late for a practice again. Never. It was usually the first one there and the last one to leave from then on out. In closing, I just want to make a statement of how I think Ty's game has developed. I think it's very, very unique. Most players at any level, junior high, high school, college, pros, scoring points is huge. It's usually the #1 factor. If I score 25 points and we win, yeah, we had a heck of a game, I really helped. Next game, we get beaten, I still score 25, well, that's their problem. I did my job. Scoring was never a big commodity with Ty. And I think truly any coach that ever coached Ty wanted or advised him to shoot more. This kid would get offensive rebounds and kick it out to a three-point shooter. He's driving into the lane, he's got an easy 8-foot little pull-up jump shot, and he kicks it in high school to a kid that can't shoot the ball. But yet he's unselfish. But that's how most people evaluate their game and how they score. He has been different. And I think it's taken a lot of pressure. It's a fun way to play, because I see it when he plays. He's always got a smile on his face. He's a playmaker. He's a creator. If he's got that ball, he wants to make something happen. If he's got a free lane to the basket, he'll drive, he'll finish. If the help comes, he's kicking out. If you're a big guy and you run the floor, you'll get the ball. There's a lot of guys that don't do that. If you're a big guy and you put the time and can post up and score, you're going to get the ball. But his whole game has always been about winning as a team. He's always made all the players very valuable to that team. And that's a commodity that is really different nowadays. And as I watch, it's fun for me to still watch. He still plays the same way. Everybody gets involved. He doesn't know what he scored in the game, unless his mother tells him. And that's Ty Haliburton. And that's the kid I remember. Congratulations, Ty. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you.
And I can attest that taking over the program, Ty probably put the most pressure on me leaving in the mornings and leaving for practice, because I knew he would be there. And the worst feeling in the world as a coach is having kids waiting to get in the gym because you're not there. So even still to this day, and the Weber boys can attest, I am hair on fire that I don't have urgency to get out there so I can get over here. Next up, we have Athletic Director Craig Leader.
All right, get to follow Coach Shady. That was a good one, Coach. But I'm going to be a little quicker than you. Tonight, we are also, besides retiring Tyrese's jersey, we got the North Athletic Hall of Fame committee together, and we are going to induct Ty a year early. Usually you have to wait 5 years to be inducted into our North Athletic Hall of Fame. Here are some of Ty's high school highlights. 4 varsity letters in boys basketball. Twice first team All-FVA guard and 2-time FVA Player of the Year in 17 and 18. 3-time FVA defensive player and on the defensive team. As a senior, he was named a State Gatorade Player of the Year and was a unanimous first-team All-State player. His senior stat line, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3.5 steals, and a block and a half per game. Scored a career-high 42 points in a victory against arch-rival Jordan McCabe in Kaukauna. Scored 30 points in the state championship game, going 18 for 18 from the foul line to secure North's first basketball state championship. Finished his high school career with 1,492 points, second all-time in North basketball history. The North teams were a combined 87 and 16 during Ty's 4 years at North, and that includes only 2 losses as a junior and a senior. But most importantly, Ty graduated with a cumulative GPA of 3.67. Way to go, Ty. After high school, he received an athletic scholarship to go to Iowa State. where as a freshman he made the All-Freshman Big Ten team in 2019 and received second team All Big 12 honors as a sophomore when he averaged 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists a game for the Cyclones. Ty also played for the USA Basketball U19 World Championship team, where he made the all-tournament team and led the tournament in assists as Team USA brought home the gold ball in the summer of 2019. He was drafted by the Sacramento Kings as the 12th pick in the 2020 NBA draft. He made the NBA's all-rookie team and finished in the top 3 in the Rookie of the Year voting in 2021, where he averaged 13 points, 5 assists, and 30 minutes a game. Ty's stats his second year were even better, averaging 14 points, 7 assists, and 34 minutes a game, as the Kings look to make the playoffs for the first time since 2006. Those are Ty's tangible stats. They're out there, everybody knows them, you can go on the internet, you can't argue. What I'd like to close with today is Ty's intangible stats. What impressed me most about Ty are the intangibles that he brings to the game of life. Ty is a pass-first teammate who is always looking to help his team win. He is an unselfish professional who is living his dream of playing in the NBA. Tyrese is always improving, whether it's high school, college, or the pros. He improves every single year, and that's a telltale sign of somebody who loves what he's doing. He works extremely hard to overcome his weaknesses, and that is why he is one of the most coveted young players in the NBA. Finally, Tyrese always has a smile on his face and brings a positive attitude to the game he loves. Tyrese, congratulations on being inducted into the North Athletic Hall of Fame. You have made a lasting impression on Oshkosh North High School and what is possible if you work hard enough and believe in yourself. The next generation of youngsters throughout Oshkosh and the state of Wisconsin see you as a role model and a hero. Those can be tough titles to live up to, but if anybody can do it, Tyrese Haliburton can. I see it every day as kids wear your jerseys, whether it's a North jersey, a Sacramento jersey, or a Cyclones jersey, and they're talking about being the next Tyrese Haliburton. Thanks for being a part of Oshkosh North and Spartan Pride. Congratulations, Ty. So Ty is the first person in North High School history to have a jersey retired, and on behalf of the North Booster Club, they're going to be making a donation to the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation Acorn account in your name to further the Booster Club's prosperity. So congratulations, Ty.
Next up, we have Oshkosh City Manager Mark Roloff.
Thank you, Coach Weber. I'm really appreciative that you made it clear that I was with the city of Oshkosh. I was so worried you were going to associate me that I was a member of the Sacramento Kings there. I don't know about that. So thank you for having me here. I'm here on behalf of Mayor Lori Palmieri, who asked me to bring this proclamation. One of the mayor's duties is to issue proclamations for our entire community. So I'll just read it, and I'm going to add a little editorial because I went through this and I said, boy, there's a couple little things that are missing here, and you'll hear that as I go along. But whereas on January 21st, 2022, Mr. Tyrese Haliburton, a 2018 graduate of Oshkosh North High School, is having his jersey retired at Oshkosh North High School. And whereas Tyrese Haliburton is an accomplished and rising star in the National Basketball Association. In 2020, he was selected as the 12th overall pick by the Sacramento Kings. He was named to the All-NBA rookie team and finished in the top 3 voting for Rookie of the Year. You probably didn't know this stuff, did you, Ty? And whereas Tyrese Haliburton had a successful prep career, being named 2018 Gatorade Player of the Year, first team All-State, Fox Valley Association Player of the Year, which he predicted as a young kid, and leading the Spartans to their first state championship in program history. Sorry to bring that up, Gordon. He made it. That's my editorial there. Anyway, he still holds multiple records in the Oshkosh North basketball program. And whereas Tyrese Haliburton went on to excel in basketball at Iowa State. I'm a KU grad, so I'm a little unhappy about that time. But he started 24 out of 25 games as a freshman and winning a Big 12 tournament championship. He represented his country starting on Team USA's U19 team, leading them to the gold medal and being named to the all-tournament team. And whereas Tyrese Haliburton is very active in the Oshkosh community. As a high school student, he spent multiple years working with senior citizens, helping in social isolation through technology. He headed up a teen study night program project with local businesses and was an ambassador for the game of basketball, refereeing youth basketball games and being an instructor at youth camps and practices. He has continued his influence in Oshkosh in recent years, helping out at summer camps, attending open gyms, and providing incentives to help promote an academic culture at Oshkosh North. And this is where I go off a little off script. I first met Ty when he was a participant in the Youth Leadership Oshkosh program, a program that is for high school juniors that's sponsored by the Oshkosh Chamber of Commerce. I'm honored to be on that steering committee, and Ty's Youth Leadership Oshkosh class selected him as the class speaker for their graduation. And that even then, the youth of our community, his peers, recognized him as a leader, and he continues to do that today. Now I'll go back on script, Ty. And therefore, on behalf of Mayor Lori Palmieri, Mayor of the City of Oshkosh, do hereby proclaim Friday, January 21st, 2022, as Tyrese Haliburton Day in the City of Oshkosh. All right. We've already done this, but together with the citizens of Oshkosh, congratulate Tyrese on his outstanding basketball career, his legacy left at Oshkosh North, his impact on the next generation of basketball players, as well as his continued engagement with the Oshkosh community, and that's signed by Mayor Lori Palmieri with the City of Oshkosh. Congratulations, Ty.
Mark, Ty, and I were just talking. We're trying to figure out what that all gets in. So we're going to hurry up, end this, and you get 3 hours to go around Oshkosh with that proclamation, and let's see what happens. Always wondered when it's your day, what do you get? Besides the very nice proclamation. Thank you, Mark. Tyrese, this jersey here is symbolic of the legacy that you have left at Oshkosh North. When you got it as a freshman, I think it probably only symbolized you were a freshman, it was a random number to you, and it was given to you because freshmen don't get to choose their numbers. Little did we know 4 years later you would weave the DNA of this number into who you are and leave a legacy for everyone to remember. Probably were 14 years old when you got it. A little symbolism there. But there's more. 14, first two numbers of your total points in high school. Careers 1492. In Eastern philosophy, the number 14 is associated with people who are never content and always going to work for what they want. For those who come to our games, we do a game day program, and we always have a Spartan Spotlight. One of the questions asked Tyrese's sophomore year was, what sort of legacy would you like to leave in the Oshkosh North program? And Tyrese said that he wants to leave a legacy of being one of the best players to ever play in this program and have an influence on the next players in this program, like those who have come before you. That's what you have done. That is what this jersey symbolizes. This jersey right here, this 14 that you've made special, symbolizes a great player who only truly cares about being great for his teammates and his team. Great example of that, I got a chance to go and visit him at Iowa State. We were talking about what did he really want, what were some of those things he wants before he goes on to have a chance to play in the NBA, and one was a triple-double, and the other was to dunk on a guy. And about a month later, he gets his first triple-double. And I text him, congratulations. And the message back was, it doesn't matter, we lost. It was a loss in overtime, and you were pretty hot about a defensive assignment missed by a teammate that shouldn't have gone to overtime. That's what this number in this jersey represents. Like Coach Shady had mentioned, somebody who cares more about his team and winning than about his own stats. This jersey represents someone who cares about his community. The amount of time that you have poured into our youth, still coming back, visiting, signing autographs, playing with them. You are a beacon of light to every player in Oshkosh. This jersey represents an undying love for the love of the game. When you are at your best, it is the smile that everybody talks about. It's the joy that you bring to your teammates. Almost everybody that gets to play with you loves to play with you because you care about them. You would rather get them their points than you get yours. And that's how you live your life with everybody. You see them as a teammate, even if you're first meeting them. That's what this 14 and this jersey represents. And that's the exciting thing as a coach of this program, for the rest of our players to understand that their jersey, just like you, now is yours. But prior to that, it's rented. And it's a part of a legacy that has lived on before you. This jersey, this number, even though no one else in the Oshkosh North program will wear it, we all will continue to feel your influence. So kid, job well done and completed. Congratulations.
I appreciate all you guys coming out. Usually I write up some speech, I give it to my English teacher, Mr. Weber. I say I need you to revise this so I don't sound like an idiot. This time I just wanted to go off the cuff. I just want to be, as authentic as I possibly can because this means a lot to me. I think what I want to touch on is just the environment that I was raised in and what's made me who I am today. I think first and foremost, before I thank anybody, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for, my blessing to be here today. But no question in my mind, the first person I want to thank is my mom. She's, those in the community that know my mom, she's not sticking out by any means. She's not making crazy noises and screaming like my pops. She's the quiet one who sits behind and just admires and watches me. Through growing up, through high school, my mom never missed one game. That meant a lot to me as a kid because it's my rock. It's the love of my life. So. I'm so thankful for her and everything she did for me. My mom always sat front row at every game. I'm trying not to get choked up right now, but she meant a lot. She means a lot to me. I think second I gotta thank my pops. I think everybody knows my pops. It's hard not to. The man is everywhere. He does everything. He blows up my phone to this day. If I don't pick up, he gets mad. I think that's the reason I am who I am. People talk about, y'all don't heard everybody say, he always is smiling, he doesn't shut up. I tell you who I get that from. He's the same person, we're the same person. So, I'm so thankful for your sacrifices and, everything you've done, to get me here today. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. It wouldn't be fair to talk, to come up here and talk without, mentioning my brothers, Kevin, Tanner, Marcel. I think, I looked up to Kevin and Tanner, and me and Marcel kind of growing up together. We just always looked up to you too. It's funny that Coach Shady mentions the shirt about NBA Player of the Year. That shirt wasn't. I hope people don't think that I was a conceited 9-year-old kid who thought I was gonna win Player of the Year. My brother was on the 2009 state tournament team. So growing up watching him, and as well as Tank Johnson, just another brother in my family, and FBA Player of the Year. He won FBA Player of the Year, so that's why I was wearing that shirt. I wasn't just wearing it for fun. But I thank you guys, because without you three, I wouldn't be here today. All the life lessons. I got beat up a lot growing up. I cried a lot. Dad stopped you guys to beat me up all the time. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys very much. Thank you so much. Now I want to talk about coaches. I want to talk about Coach Shady. It's funny that you shared that story, because that was the exact story that I was going to share today. Coach Shady is my mentor growing up. My role model. I looked up to him. Just because nobody from around here had ever, nothing about the NBA had ever really been taught. But I knew Coach Shea played in the NBA, so he's who I looked up to. And my whole life, all I wanted to do was impress him. All I wanted to do was, show that I was worthy enough of when I got here, I was going to be, on varsity. I was going to do great things here. He talks about driving past my house and seeing me. I'm not going to lie to you guys. A lot of times I look down the street. I see his car. Oh, okay, I got to make these shots. You know what I'm saying? No question that was in my head all the time. I always do that. Because he drove the same car. I said, yep, that's it. I'm going to go shoot these layups. It's going to look real nice. So my whole life I just wanted to impress him. The story he shares about me being late to practice is funny, because that was probably one of the scariest days of my whole life. I woke up, I looked at my clock, I thought I was dreaming. I bust my dad's room open, I said, yo, we gotta go. Y'all know my dad's crazy, he drove the car right to the door. Jumped out the car, got dressed super quick, ran in here, sweating. And I walked up on the sideline, guys are practicing, coaches just look at me, and I'm like, I gotta run, don't I? Yeah, you do. So I run a mile. And my dude was late too, and you would think that he would make me run more. No, he didn't do that. He put me on the sideline, he put everybody else on the line, I had to watch them run. It was not a good feeling. What he failed to mention about that story, when he called me the worst freshman that he's ever put on varsity. He was probably standing right here, he kicked the ball across the gym and almost tripped and fell. But I was so scared in that moment. I had tears in my eyes. I wanted to laugh so bad. But that was not an option. But from there, like you said, I was never late. I always just wanted to get here early. And I felt like I had more to prove. So, I appreciate you, Coach, all the lessons that you taught me, and just the wisdom that you always shared with me. It's helped me get to where I am today. And, I got a lot of love from you, Coach, so I appreciate you very much. I want to talk about Coach Weber as well. Coach Weber had no easy task. Coach Shea leaving after my junior year. Coming into a program that feels like we've had the same coach here for 50 years. So, it seems like everybody's dad and their dad had Coach Shea as a coach. So, it was different. What I appreciate about
about you, Webbs, is having those honest conversations with me on what I needed to get better at, how I can improve as a player and a person, and just, always being open with me, allowing me to, come to you and, share my feelings, share my thoughts, and, that allowed me to, get that stuff out, and, you always just say that I need to, continue on, move forward, and, be the best player I can be, the best person I can be. And not only, on the basketball court, but, you're my English teacher for 4 years, so, you kept my head on straight in the classroom. You helped me a lot, still revise my papers to this day, so I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. It's all love and respect. I would feel awful coming to my high school and not thanking my teachers. From elementary, middle school, high school, I have a great relationship with those guys, and they mean the world to me. We have a great relationship. We still email. I still send letters back and forth. So they mean a lot to me. So all those educators out there, I appreciate you guys very much. Your work doesn't go unseen. Thank you guys. I miss the people. I think when it comes to coaches as well, I don't think there's two people that mean as much to me, as Coach B and Coach Josh, who are here today. My AU coaches throughout high school and middle school. It was a new environment. Let me tell you, man. I'm used to playing here, playing with kids I've grown up with my whole life. It was no pressure ever. I just always, I was always just kind of the best. So when I got to travel around the country, be with these guys, they push me. They still push me to this day. They run, the AA program to this day, which I've been able to put my name on. So, it means a lot. Those guys mean a lot to me. Still, they've done so much for me. And it kind of took me as a kid who didn't have much confidence in himself and just was kind of happy to be there and just kind of, help me grow into the young man I am today with confidence in my game, confidence in who I am as a person, and you guys mean a lot to me, so I appreciate you guys for being here. So much love that way. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I just want to close by talking about everybody I've talked about, everything I've talked about. Has been my environment growing up. It's created, this environment for me to succeed, this environment for me to move on as an athlete, as a person, and achieve heights that I can only dream of. But I hope that all the kids out there and the generation that is to come after me, that they see the environment that I'm creating by chasing my dreams and achieving something that's never been done before. And I hope that inspires people to chase their dreams and do things that that they say you can't do. Because I'm not gonna lie, growing up, teachers always ask, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" I always said an NBA player. It was always that. Let's pick something a little bit more realistic. This has always been realistic for me. It's always been my dream. It's always been something that I knew I could achieve, and something that I wanted to achieve. So I hope whoever you are, not even children, just people in general, and that you chase your dreams and do what you want to do in this life, because time is short, life is short, and you got any time to waste. So please chase your dreams, do what you want to do, and you'll reach the world. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you, everybody who came. Thank you to my teammates and King staff who came. It means a lot to me for you guys to come see where I come from. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. As much love this way, and thank you guys. Love you. Appreciate you.
Well, that will do it for tonight's ceremony. How about one more round of applause for the Sacramento Kings for making the trip tonight? your travel around making this happen, and good luck tomorrow night. And if everybody could just stay still for us, so we can make sure that our VIPs, the Haliburton family, the Kings, and our school board and superintendent, you guys would like to come on out, and then once everybody's left, then it'll be great. Thank you again for coming.